Okay, in previous two sheets, we completed conic sections and cycloid. Conic means it is the path traced out by a point when it is moving in such a way that its ratio of distance from a fixed point and a fixed straight line remains constant. And this ratio is called as eccentricity ratio. So you should remember these three definitions. Definition of conics, definition of cycloids, and definition of involute. What about cycloid? Anyone? Can any of you define a cycloid curve? Any of you unmute your audio and explain what is a cycloid curve? No one. Cycloid is a path traced out by a circumference of on a circle when it is rolling on a straight line. When it is rolling on a straight line, it is cycloid. When it is rolling on another circle, it is epicycloid. And when it is rolling inside of another circle, it is hypocycloid. So it is the path traced out by a point on circumference of a circle. When it is rolling without any slipping, it is cycloid. Coming to the next curve in our syllabus, that is involute. So involute means if you are trying to unwound a string from any cylindrical surface or any solid surface. So simply saying దారబంధ నుంచి unwound చేస్తున్నప్పుడు by keeping the string always tight, the path followed by end point of the string is called as involute. When we are unwounding a string or wounding a string on a solid surface by keeping the string tight, the path followed by end point of the string is called as involute curve. Now, so in this involute sheet, we're having 5 problems. So first two problems are involute of a polygons, a pentagon and a square. 3, 4, 5 are involute. 3 and 4 are involutes of a circle, and 5 is involute of a semicircle. Coming to the first problem, draw the involute of a pentagon of 30 mm side. So here, first step is we have to construct the polygon, that is the pentagon. What is the method? Actually, in geometrical constructions, first sheet, we have used the 4-6 method for construction of pentagon, but it takes a little bit more time compared to the method which I'm discussing now. So here, what we require is the involute of the polygon, not the polygon. So the polygon construction is not important. You need not show the polygon construction method. So here our main task is completing the polygon in the least time possible. So from now onwards, whenever you need to draw a pentagon or hexagon, I will explain you the simplest methods. No need to follow the 4-6 method or the general method which we discussed in sheet 2. Is it okay? So coming to the first problem, construct a regular pentagon of side 30 mm. So we have to construct a pentagon of side 30 mm. So take a scale, draw the baseline with length equal to 30 mm. Draw the first side with the given length equal to 30 mm. Now rotate the scale for 108 degrees. So here I am taking 72 because total 108 degree, total 180. 180 minus 72. What is this angle? This angle is 72. 180 minus 72 gives. So not 72, it should be 60. 180 minus 72. Total straight line 180 minus 72. The remaining is 108. So this angle must be 108. Don't confuse. This angle must be 108. So by taking 108 degrees by the protractor, draw an inclined line. Draw an inclined line. Similarly, on the other side also, this side also, draw an inclined line for at an angle of 108 degrees. So observe here, I'm drawing only using only 2H pencil present. Now take compass. Actually, you can complete again 108 and 108 degrees, but using protractor may lead to slight errors while joining the last edge. So here our main concept is all the sides must be of equal length. A regular polygon means all the sides must be of equal length. So the best method is now take the compass, set radius equal to 30 mm, length of the side what we require. Take the compass, set radius equal to 30 mm. So let it be side A and B. A center with 30 mm radius. Draw an arc on this inclined line. Similarly, B as center and 30 mm radius. Draw one more arc on this inclined line. So now the three sides 30 mm, 30 mm, 30 mm. Now with the same radius, let this be point C and point E. Now C as center, taking C as center and same radius. C as center and maintaining same radius, draw one more arc. And E as center and 30 mm radius, draw an arc. You'll get an intersection point. This is E. Now join DE and DC with the scale. Join ED the scale and also DC. Now highlight these two lines with the HB pencil from A to E and B to C. Highlight A to E and also B to C with the HB pencil. Now this is the final pentagon what we required. So the main advantage of this method is as we are following using the compass for maintaining or for constructing the other sides, we'll get all sides are of equal length. We'll get all sides are of equal length. Actually, it has a auto adjuster, no need for us. So now this is the final pentagon what we require. So simplest method and more accurate compared to the other methods. Actually, the pentagon, this is called as the included angle method. Actually, the included angle for pentagon is 108 degrees. So all sides, the angle between two adjacencies is 108 degrees for a pentagon. But why you are not using compass protractor? Because if you use protractor, you may get slight errors. So avoiding protractor and using compass for maintaining all sides are of equal length. So now, so do you observe? So it is the easiest method compared to what we discussed in the 4-6 method. Now, after completing the pentagon, we have to identify the involute curve of this pentagon. So involute curve means we are unwounding a string which is wound around this pentagon. See, pentagon surface ki oka daram attach cheyandi. We are trying to release that thread. Suppose if you release the starting from point A, if you release the thread from point A and to reach at this position, what is the length? So e position ko vachesarki, what would be the length? Any of you? Unmute your audio and respond. Suppose a thread is wound around this involute. So starting from A, I'm trying to unwound here. What is the length of the thread when it reaches to this position? Any of you?
Sir, 150 mm, sir.
180, sir.
Just I'm unwounding for only one side, not the complete thread. Complete circumference is 150, 5 into 30.
120.
Just I am unwounding for only one side. One side మాత్రమే ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేస్తాను. ఎంత అవుతుంది?
30.
30. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు మాత్రమే రిలీజ్ చేశాను. సో ఇట్ బికమ్స్ 30. సో extend BC line for 30 mm. So you should extend BC line for 30 mm. So next step. So ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఈ పొజిషన్ వరకు అన్మౌంట్ చేసాం. మీన్స్ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ along this. ఎంత అవుతుంది? Suppose I have unwound up to this position. So extend DC. Extend DC for 60 mm. So ఇక్కడ వరకు అన్మౌంట్ చేస్తే 30 mm. సో నెక్స్ట్ పొజిషన్ ఇక్కడ దాకా అన్మౌంట్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? 30 plus 30, two sides రిలీజ్ అయినాయి. సో ఇట్ బికమ్స్ 60 mm. సో ఒకటి ఏంటంటే అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకోండి, సపోజ్ థ్రెడ్ కాకుండా లైక్ దిస్ ఈస్ ఏ కార్డ్బోర్డ్ విచ్ ఈస్ బెంట్ ఇన్ దిస్ పొజిషన్. కార్డ్బోర్డ్ ని ఈ పొజిషన్ లో బెండ్ చేసాం. ఫస్ట్ సైడ్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తే లెంగ్త్ ఎంత అవుతుంది? 30 mm. సెకండ్ సైడ్ ఓపెన్ చేసేసరికి 30 plus 30, this length would be 60 mm. So if we release for the next point, means extend DE for 90 mm. Extend DE line for So observe here, I'm drawing with all these lines with 2H pencil. All these are the construction lines. So I'm extending with 2H pencil. Next, in the same way, extend EA for 120 mm. Extend EA for 120 mm and AB for 150 mm finally. So extend each and every side of the, so the next step is, first step is drawing the polygon. Next step, extend each and every sides. Extend BC for 30 mm, DC 2 into 30, 60 mm, ED 3 into 30, 90 mm, EA 4 into 30, 120 mm, and BA 5 into 30, 150 mm. So 30, 60, 90, 120 and 150, multiples of side length. Now take compass, BA center, BA radius means 30 mm radius, B center, BA radius, draw an arc, B center, BA radius, draw an arc, 30 mm radius. Next, CS center up to this endpoint. What is this length? 30, and we extended BA, BC for 30 mm. So CS center 60 mm radius. CS center 60 mm radius, or DS center 90 mm radius. DS center 90 mm radius. Next, ES center 90 mm radius. Next, ES center 120 mm radius, and AS center 150 mm radius. AS center 150 mm radius. So this is the involute of a polygon. So when you're trying to unwound any string, so when you unwound for first side, it would be length for side length. Second side unwound just 60 mm. Third side 90 mm. Fourth side 120. Fifth side 150. So each and every side, it's multiples. It's side length 30, 60, 90, 120, and 150. So this is the only curve where we're going to use compass for constructing a curve. Conic sections draw chesna, cycloids draw chesna, we have not used the compass for drawing the curve. Arcs points compass use chesam, but the final curve is drawn by using freehand curve. But only involute of a polygon is constructed by using compass. Advaina, or still having any of your doubts in this construction of involute? Shall I move on to the next problem?
Sir, angle between EAD 108, sir. 180 minus 72 1
Yes, 108. So
okay.
This angle is 108 degrees and this angle is 108 degrees.
Okay.
These two are 108. Okay. Now, నేను ఇక్కడ స్కేల్ తో ఏం చేస్తానంటే 72 మార్క్ చేశాను. 72 this side. Total 180 కాబట్టి 72 తీసుకున్నా. ఇక్కడ ప్రొవిజన్ నాకు 72 నే ఉంది కాబట్టి. So the remaining is 108. The two angles are 108 degrees. And coming to dimensioning, no need of any other dimensioning, just represent the side of the polygon. Gay dimensions also only represent the side of the polygon. E lengths and just it is for construction process. I have shown the lengths 30, 60, 120, 90 and cheppagani, but IVV koda me dimensioning represent cheyadu. So మన dimensions represent చేయాల్సింది only the side of the polygon. Any one side కి represent చేస్తే చాలు. సో చాలా నేను అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తున్నాను వైల్ డ్రాయింగ్ డైమెన్షన్ చేసేటప్పుడు చాలా రఫ్ గా పెడుతున్నారు. సో మిగతా డ్రాయింగ్ ఎంత జాగ్రత్తగా చేశారో డైమెన్షనింగ్ కూడా అంతే కేర్ఫుల్ గా డ్రా చేయాలి. This extension is exactly 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter mark chesi, and arrowheads koda chala negligence ga draw chestunaru. So arrowheads 1:3 ratio lo ante ee length 3 unde width 1 undali chala neat ga. So mee method drawing draw chesina arrowheads kaani dimensioning kaani correct ga lekapothe meeta neatness koda dani మీద ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతుంది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. మీరు మిగతా ప్రాసెస్ ఎంత నీట్ గా డ్రా చేస్తున్నారో కేర్ఫుల్ గా డైమెన్షనింగ్ కూడా అంతే. సో ఏరో హెడ్స్ కూడా నీట్ గా ఉండాలి అంటే ఇట్ షుడ్ బి ఇన్ ద రేషియో ఆఫ్ 1:, అంటే ఈ విడ్త్ 3 ఉంటే ఈ విడ్త్ 3 ఉంటే హైట్ 1 రేషియోలో ఉండాలి. అండ్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ అట్ ద సెంటర్ మిడిల్ యూ షుడ్ రైట్ ద వాల్యూ 30 mm. No need of representing any units. So this is the way of drawing involute of a pentagon. Involute of a square మీరు కంప్లీట్ చేస్తారా? I am not explaining it here. Involute of a square, the same method. So constructing the square, extend the four sides of the square and then join it with the compass. Will you do it?
Yes, sir.
Just I will show how it looks like. Say, draw a square, extend the four sides. Suppose if it is a square of 30 mm, extend each side by 30, 60, 90, 120. So B as center, 30 mm radius, first arc. C as center, 60 mm radius, second arc. D as center, 90 mm radius, third arc. A as center, 120 mm radius, fourth arc. So square ఎట్లా డ్రా చేస్తారు?
90 degrees.
90 degrees. Just if you are using drafter. So drafter లో two perpendicular scales ఉన్నాయి. So first is two horizontal scale తో two horizontal lines, vertical line తో vertical scale తో vertical. So drafter యూస్ చేస్తే కనుక ఫాస్ట్ అండ్ ఈజీగా కంప్లీట్ అవుతుంది స్క్వేర్. Next, coming to involute of a circle. Note this problem. Draw the involute of a circle of 50 mm diameter. Note చేసుకోండి. At least the dimensions, or I will share it you in the Google Classroom. The sheet నేను Google Classroom లో share చేశాను. So below you can also find the construction of involute of a circle, involute of a square, involute of a semicircle, and one more extra problem is there. So all this I will share from the ND Bhatt textbook. So coming to the third problem, draw the involute of a circle of 50 mm diameter. Also draw a tangent and normal. So let us discuss the tangent and normal later. First, let me complete how to draw involute of a circle. So involute of a circle key. First, draw a circle with a given dimension. So all of you unmute your audio. Someone has. Okay. First, draw the circle. Okay. First, draw the circle with the given dimension. Now, if you unwound a thread for one complete revolution, what is the length of the thread? What is the length of the thread? If you unwound a thread from a circle for one complete revolution, any of you?
Pi.
Equal to its circumference, pi d. Is it? So equal to its circumference, pi d. So here in this problem, the diameter is given as 50 mm. So what is pi into 50? Calculate cheyandi. What is the value? Pi into 50?
157.
157 mm. So draw a horizontal line indicating the total length of the string, 157 mm. Now divide the circle on this straight line into 12 divisions. So how to divide a circle into 12 divisions? We already discussed in geometrical constructions, and also dividing a line into 12. So how to divide a line? By inclined line method. So first, draw any inclined line around 30 to 40 degrees. So as all this is a construction, use 2H pencil for the constructions. Now, on this inclined line, mark point at every 1 centimeter, the simplest method, instead of taking compass and marking arcs. As here our requirement is to complete the process, not to show the process. So mark points at every 1 centimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So let this point be P. Let this point be P. And the end point is A. Now join the 12th division. Join the 12th division to A by using scale. So if you use drafter, you'll get more accurately these parallel lines. So join 12 with the last point A. Now, by tightening the drafter scale, move the scale parallel to, so if you use the drafter, you'll get exact parallel lines. So now draw the other lines, passing through 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So main task is we need 12 exact divisions. If it is a polygon, all sides are of equal length, simply you're taking each time the side increment. But here it is a circle. So you're dividing the circle into 12 parts, and the same way the total circumference also into 12 divisions. Yes. Name these points. Suppose, so here remember one more thing, just read the problem carefully, whether it is a wounding problem or unwounding. So unwounding means just you are releasing a thread, means ikkada P niche start chesi, sorry. So you'll start it from P and try to unwound. Finally, the length of the string will be PA. Is it? So where unwounding is, the numbering must be in this direction. So the initial length would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and finally its length reaches to the circumference of the circle. Suppose if you are wounding a thread, so thread ni wound chestunam anukondi emoutundi, the initial length is equal to the circumference, finally it becomes 0. So the numbering must be given in the reverse order. So it depends on the problem how to give the numbering. If it is an unwounding problem, we'll start it from P to A. If it is a wounding problem, we'll give the numbering in the reverse order, 1 to 12. Now, divide the circle also into 12 divisions. So how to divide a circle into 12 divisions? We discussed it in geometrical construction by using compass method. Use the same method, but here for me, the best method is by using the angle. As I am using the right pad, the best method for me is only the right pad. So drawing lines at every 30 degrees. So first to draw the initially horizontal diameter line and a vertical diameter line. Next, draw lines at every 30 degrees. So what I suggest is better to follow the compass method, what we discussed in the geometrical constructions. Yes. So extra line has come, I don't know. Okay, leave it. So give the numbering. So as you are trying to unwound from P, so this is the direction of releasing. So give the numbering also in the same clockwise direction. So let be the first point be P. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and finally to P. Now, so actually it takes 10 to 15 minutes time, but actually we did only 2 steps here. If you observe, draw a circle with the given dimension and a straight line length equal to the circumference of the circle, pi d. And even while dimensioning, instead of representing simply 157 mm, represent the dimension as pi d equal to 157. So that even before the examination or at the time of examination also, you can easily understand how got that length 157 mm. Next, after drawing the circle and the straight line, divide both of them into 12 divisions. So till now we completed only one step, drawing the circle and line and dividing them into 12 divisions. The second step is draw the tangents at each and every point. How to draw a tangent? Tangent is nothing but perpendicular to the radial lines. So all these are the radial lines. Suppose if you are using a drafter. So in drafter you are having 2 perpendicular scales. So if you place one scale along 1, 7, the second perpendicular scale, with the help of second perpendicular scale, you can draw this tangent, a perpendicular line to 1, 7 line. So the best method is using the drafter. 2 mutual perpendicular scales are present in the drafter. So use the advantage. So draw a perpendicular line at 1 means a tangent at 1. So coming to length, how much length? It should be around P to 1 distance approximately. Similarly, at the same time, move the drafter to 0.7 also. So means moving the scale parallelly. Draw one more perpendicular line at 7. So if you observe, the accuracy of this problem mainly depends on how perpendicular you are maintaining, how accurately you are drawing these tangents. Means these lines must be exactly perpendicular to the line 1 and 7. Next. Similarly, at each and every point. tangent at 2, and moving the scale parallelly, tangent at 8. So you can draw both the tangents at the same time. It becomes, or it saves a lot of time. So draw the tangent at 8. These lengths must be gradually increasing. The tangent at 1 must be smaller one, and finally it should reach around 157 mm. Next, tangent at 3 and 9. So tangents at 3 and 9 are exactly vertical lines. And observe, these two are in the form of Z shape. At 3, I am drawing downwards. At 9, I am drawing upward. Next. Tangent at 4. And tangent at 10. Next. Tangent at 11. Tangent at 5. So don't bother. Even if you draw the smaller one, later you can extend this tangent length. Even if you draw excess lengthy, no problem. You can leave it. But the only thing is it takes a lot of space. So next, tangent at 6 and 9. 6 at 1. So tangent at 6. Already there is a tangent at P, horizontal. So observe this. All these tangents must be in the same direction. They should not intersect each other. So all these must be perpendicular to the radial lines. See here, and this in an opening order. All these are in a same order, just like in an opening order. So andegani 3 degree, if you draw a tangent 3 vertically upward, these intersects with the tangents at 4 and 5. So the tangents should not intersect each other. First step is drawing the circle and line, dividing it into 12 divisions. Second step, drawing the tangents at each and every division of the circle. After drawing the tangents, take the compass, set radius equal to P to 1. Measure the distance from P to 1. Take compass, center as 1, and mark an arc on the first tangent. Name this as P1. Next, measure the distance from P to 2. Measure the distance from P to 2. P to 2 distance measure chesi. 2 as center. 2 as center. Draw an arc on the second tangent. Name this as P2. Next, measure the distance from P to 3. Measure the distance from P to 3. 3 as center. Draw arc on the third tangent. Next, similarly, P to 4. Measure the distance from P to 4. 4 as center. Draw arc on the fourth tangent. Next, with the distance P to 5. 5 as center. Arc on fifth tangent. Next, P to 6. 6 as center. Arc on the sixth tangent. So repeat this process up to last tangent. So P to 7, measure the distance from P to 7. 7 as center, draw arc on the seventh tangent. Even if you draw the shorter diagonal, no need. Later on you can extend the tangents. Next, measure the distance from P to 8. 8 as center, draw an arc on the eighth tangent. Next, P to 9. Sorry, P to 8, P to 9. 9 as center, arc on the 9th tangent. P to 10, arc on the 10th tangent. Next, arc on the 11th tangent. So name these points. P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. So if you have drawn the smaller one, just extend this tangent. P7, P8, P9, P10, and P11. Now, join all these points P1 to P12 with a smooth curve. Now again take the HB pencil. Why? Because it is a final curve. It should be again with the HB pencil. So now again with the HB pencil, starting from P, passing through P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, P9, P10, P11, and finally it should end up to, I'm drawing again, starting from P, passing through P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, P9, P10, P11, and finally it should end up to E. So actually it has gone some zigzag way. Up to E. So this is the way of, actually compared to the cycloids or conics, drawing the involutes is simple. Why? Because only 3 steps. Drawing a circle and a straight line equal to circumference, dividing both of them into 12 parts. This is the first step. Second step, drawing tangents at each and every circle division. Tangents means exactly maintaining the perpendicular with the drawn radial lines. Next, third step is with P1 radius, draw an arc with 1 as center arc, measuring the distance P2, taking the distance as P2, 2 as center arc on the second tangent. P3 distance, 3 as center arc on the third tangent. P4 distance, 4 as center arc on the fourth tangent, up to P11, and finally P12 equal to the final value. It should be at point A. Finally, fourth step, drawing a smooth curve passing through all these points P1 to P12. Still, any of you have doubts in drawing the involute? Any of you?
No, sir.
Okay. Let me explain the drawing of tangent and normal. So I was asked to draw a normal and tangent to it at a point of 100 mm from the center of this circle. So how to draw tangent and normal? Asked to draw at a distance of 100 mm from the center of the circle. So I'm using just red color just to differentiate the tangent and normal locations. So let this be the center of the circle. This is the center of the circle. Let this be C. Join from C as center, 100 mm radius. Take the compass with 100 mm radius. C as center, draw an arc on the curve. Draw an arc on the curve. Name this point as N. Name the point as N. Now, take the scale and join NC. What is NC length? What is NC length? Any of you?
100 mm.
100 mm, yes. So as you are taking 100 mm radius and drawing the N point, join NC. So now NC equal to 100 mm. Now, mark the midpoint of this NC. After joining NC, mark the midpoint of NC. So midpoint of NC means at 50 mm.
Angular bisector.
Perpendicular bisector. By taking the perpendicular bisector or simply by using scale, you can mark. But because it is a direct point. So at 50 mm from C or N, we'll get a midpoint. So with this midpoint, and again 50 mm radius, and 50 mm radius, draw a semicircle. Draw a semicircle joining C and N. Draw a semicircle, join C and N. And this semicircle will intersect the base circle. Name this point as D. Name the semicircle intersection point with the base circle as D. And now, if we join D and N, if we join point D and N, it is the normal to the curve. So now join D and N. It is normal to the curve. So observe cheyandi, D and join chesappudu no need to draw this entire line with HB pencil. Only curve ki 2 centimeters on both the sides represent with HB pencil and remaining line with 2H pencil, just for showing the construction. Now, what about tangent? Tangent is always perpendicular to the normal, is it? So once you got the normal, draw a line perpendicular to the tangent. And name the endpoints as T and yes. So this is how to draw the tangent and normal. So first step, as in the problem, I'm repeating the process. First step, as it is given, to draw the tangent and normal at a distance of 100 mm from the center of the circle. So with C as center, 100 mm radius, draw an arc on the curve. Name this point as N. Join CN. Now CN equal to 100 mm. Identify the midpoint of CN, that is at 50 mm from either C or N. Mark a point. Let this be O. Now with O as center, radius equal to 50 mm, it's half of this CN line. Draw a semicircle joining C and N. Now this semicircle will intersect the base circle and mark this intersection point as D. If you join DN, it is a normal perpendicular to the normal tangent. So this is the process of drawing tangent and normal for an involute curve. Now, what is the main concept of this problem is a string is unwounded for one complete revolution. Means the length of the string equal to the circumference of the circle. Next problem, I'm extending the class for 10 to 15 minutes more. So my target is to complete the involutes in this class. 2 more problems are there. Let me complete. So next problem is when the length of the string is more than the circumference. When the length of the string is more than the circumference of the circle. So if you observe the fourth problem, see the fourth problem. Third problem, simply drawing the involute of a circle means one complete revolution is not given, but the default is for one complete revolution. That is the third problem. But in fourth problem, an inelastic string of 145 mm long has its one end attached to the circumference of a circular disc of 40 mm diameter. Means once an elastic string, one end is attached to the disc. Draw the curve traced out by the other end of the string when it is completely wound around the disc. So here second variation kuda undi chudandi. It is wounding. Previous problem is unwounding. Default entante involute, we'll draw it for an unwounding case. But in this problem, it is given as when it is completely wound around the disc. So the numbering must be given in reverse order, keeping the string always tight. sorry, yes, keeping the string always tight. I'm explaining on the same thing. Okay, it's not possible. So first step is draw the circle with a given dimension. So the dimension is 40 mm diameter, means 20 mm radius. Now what is the circumference of the circle? Pi into 40. Calculate the value. It is
125 mm.
125.67.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is 125.67. So now, but here the length of the string is given as 145 mm, is it? The length of the string is given as 145 mm. So from the base point of the circle, draw a straight line equal to the length 145 mm, equal to the length 145 mm. Now I'm choosing this point as P and this point as P and A. As this is an unwounding problem, sorry, wounding problem, I'm taking the lettering and the numbering, everything in reverse order. Now, from P at a distance of, what is the circumference? Now AP length equal to 145. From P at a distance of 125 mm, mark point 12. Why? Because we have to divide the circle and the circumference length into 12 divisions, is it? The concept of involute is dividing the circle and the circumference length, not any other length. So circumference length into 12 divisions. So from P at a distance of 125.6 mm, mark a point 12. Now, just I'm also representing the dimensions. This is 125 mm, P to 12 is, and P to A is 145 mm. Just see here how to represent the multiple dimensions. The gap must be maintained 10 mm and 10 mm. Means the distance between these two lines is 10 mm and distance between these two lines is 10 mm. Then only you can write the dimension value conveniently. లేకపోతే ఏమవుతుందంటే గ్యాప్ తక్కువ ఉంటే మనం రాసే లెటర్ సైజ్ కంజెస్ట్ చేసి లేదంటే రెడ్యూస్ చేసి మధ్యలో ఇరికిచ్చినట్టు రాయాల్సి వస్తుంది. But if you maintain a minimum gap of 10 mm in between these two lines, we can draw conveniently the dimension value. So dimensions represent చేసేటప్పుడు just instead of simply writing 145, what is that value? Circumference.
145 mm.
Total length is 145. AP is equal to
125 mm.
Yes.
125.67.
125.6. So let this be. So also write the formula. Better to indicate how you got this value. Pi d equal to 125.6. And clearly indicate the arrows also. So I'm not drawing the filling, just simply. Pin matram drawing sheet lo represent it as a fill-in arrowhead. Okay. So represent both the values. Now divide the distance between P to 12 into 12 divisions. Same inclined line method, but already manaki time reduce ayindi. I'm not showing the process. Simply I'm dividing this P to 12 into 12 divisions. Let the mark the points at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So let these points be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now take the scale, draw the diameter lines. So only the baseline and the circle must be with HB pencil and also the final curve. Remaining all the other lines with 2H. Be careful. Because these should not dominate the final curve. ఎప్పుడు కూడా మనకు ఫైనల్ కర్వ్ హైలైట్ అవ్వాల్సిన ఓన్లీ ద ఫైనల్ కర్వ్ ఇన్ ఆల్ దీస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. సో రిమైనింగ్ everything should be must be with 2H pencil. So divide the circle into 12 divisions. And next, drawing the tangents at each and every point. I'm also drawing the tangents. I think I missed a tangent here. So drawing tangent at all the division points on the circle. So here the small variation is as the length of the string is not equal to the circumference. So first draw the circle with the given dimension and the string also with the given dimensions. So రెండు draw చేసుకుంటాం as it is a wounding problem. So from the end point wounding problem ఎప్పుడు కూడా numbering must be given from the end point of the string, not from the circle. So ఇక్కడ నుంచి measure a distance length equal to pi d. Mark point 12 and by using inclined line method divide this circumference into 12 divisions and also the circle also into 12 divisions. And as it is a unwounding problem we discussed, I'm giving numbering in reverse. This is 12. Now in this also after 12 still konta value there is some length remaining, is it? Measure the distance from 11 to 12 with compass. Compass flow. So as all these points are at equal distance, is it? We are dividing by using inclined line method means we are getting all the 12 points at equal distance. So measure distance between any 2 points, either to 10 to 11 or 11 to 12 with compass. With 12 as center, mark a point on this. We'll get point 13. 13 as center. You may get or may not get one more point. Now, as this is the first division, measure the distance from A to 1. Measure the distance from A to 1. With 1 as center, draw arc on the first tangent. Name this as P1. Similarly, measure the distance from A to 2. 2 as center, draw arc on the second tangent. This would be P2. Next, measure the distance A to 3. 3 as center, draw arc on the third tangent, P3. Similarly, measure the distance A to 4. So the values are reducing. Measure the distance from A to 4, arc on the fourth tangent. Similarly, distance from A to 5, 5 as center, arc on the fifth tangent, P5. Similarly, get P6, P7, P8, P9, P10. Next, measure the distance from A to 11. 11 as center, P11. Next, measure the distance from A to 12. 12 as center. So 12 and P12 coincides. What about 13? So up to now, we completed one revolution, is it? Starting from P, P1, P2, P3, P4, P up to P12. One revolution completed. But still, an amount of string is remaining. So after one revolution, next again repeat these values. 12 tarvata, actually this is 1. Number this also with 13. 1 and 13 are the same tangents. So with distance from A to 13, 13 as center, draw arc on the 13th tangent. After 12, again the cycle repeats. P13. So depending on the length of the string. Next, there is no P14. So now use HP pencil. Starting from P, draw a freehand curve passing through all these points. Starting from P, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, P9, P10, P11, P12, P13, and finally join this following the same curvature, join towards the circle. Join towards the circle. That would be the 14 point A or point 14. So, is it clear? So the small variation between the two problems is previous problem, the length of the string equal to circumference. But here the length of the string is more than the circumference. So we have followed some extra procedure. So always the main concept is we should divide the circumference only into the same number of divisions as we are dividing the base. So forgot about the length of the string is secondary. So length of the string more vachinappudu we will draw initially the length of the string, but divide only the circumference value into 12 divisions. And excess will be given numbering in extension 13, 14, 15 and so on. It depends on length of the string. So do you have any doubts? Any of you unmute your audio and respond.
No, sir. No.
Okay. So next problem we'll discuss when the length of the string is less than the circumference. So how to do a problem when the length of the string is less than the circumference. So in examination you may get these three options. When the length of the string equal to the circumference, less than the circumference, or more than the circumference. And coming to involutes of a polygon, mostly they will be given only for the short answer questions. Why? Because involute of a polygon can be completed within 5 to 10 minutes. So they will be given only for short answer. But involute of a circle and a semicircle may be given for large essay type. Means 12 or 12 marks questions. Coming to the next one. See here. Fifth problem. Trace the paths of endpoints of a straight line AP 100 mm long when it rolls without slipping. See the small variation. Previous case, it is a string. String means simply like a thread or a rope, which is flexible. So it is wounding on the surface. But if it is a straight line or a stick, what happens? It won't bounce around the surface circumference, just it rolls. This straight line is rolling on the circumference of a semicircle having diameter 175 mm long. Sorry, 75 mm long. So here the given two values are the diameter of a semicircle 75 mm and it is rolled. A straight line of 100 mm long is rolling on it. So for this one, first step is draw a semicircle with a given dimension. Draw a semicircle with the given dimension. That is 75 mm diameter. A semicircle with 75 mm diameter. Okay. Now, as it is a semicircle, divide this semicircle into 6 parts. No need of 12. As it is only half of the circle, semicircle. Let us divide this semicircle into 12 parts. Sorry, 6 parts. So just a second. Divide this semicircle into 6 parts. Drawing lines at every 30 degrees or you can also follow the arc method. Now, actually it is given as a straight line of 100 mm long. So now check whether this 100 mm long is more than the circumference or less than the circumference. So what is the circumference value here? Diameter is 75 mm. So as it is a semicircle, the circumference equal to pi d by 2. So 3.1 pi into 75 by 2. It is 117.7 mm. 117.7. And but the given length of the stick is, or length of the line is only 100 mm. Previous case law, the length of the string is more than the circumference. So first we have drawn the length of the string. So the first preference will be given to the larger one, whether it may be the circumference or the string. So previous case, the length of the string is more than the circumference. So first we have drawn the length of the string. But in this case, the circumference is more than the length of the line AB. AB is only 100 mm, but length of the circumference is 117. So we'll draw a line. So actually the values also is given in this. The diameter is AB and straight line is AP. So let us name these as AB and draw a perpendicular line at A. Draw a perpendicular line at A, length equal to 117. So first preference is only for the larger dimension, the length of the circumference. Draw a straight line equal to the length of the circumference. Now divide this circumference into 6 equal divisions. As we divided the semicircle into 6 divisions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Divide this straight line also into 6 divisions by using inclined line method, but here I am not showing, but you follow the inclined line method and divide this straight line into 6 parts. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let this be point A. Also represent the dimensions. So this is the total circumference, and at the same time one more value is given, a line AP of 100 mm. So represent both the dimensions. So these values are 100 mm and this is 117.7. Pi d by t equal to. These are the dimension lines. And this is the point P. P will be getting around 0.5. Now, so always main concept in NA, we'll divide only the circumference into the divisions, not the given string length. String length is always the secondary. Previous case lo string length more undi kabatti first we have drawn the string. In this case the string length is less compared to the circumference, so second we have drawn the string. First preference is given to the lengthier. Now at each and every points draw the tangents. Draw the tangents at each and every circle divisions. Again, as it is a construction process, I'm using 2H. So draw the tangents, but this time draw the tangent extended on both the sides. Extended on both the sides. So why I'm showing? Now measure the distance from A to 1. Measure the distance from A to 1. Why? Because it is a stick or a line now. So previous end it is a thread. So when you are rotating, it is wounding completely chuttukupotundi. But now it is a line. Just it rolls, means oka end it roll avutunde, second end will be lifting from the surface. Is it? So if one end is coming nearer to the surface, the second end will be moving away from the surface. So measure the distance from A to 1. A to 1 distance measure chesi, 1 as center, draw an arc. 1 as center, draw an arc. Name this point as A1. Name this as A1. Now, always AP length equal to 100, is it? A straight line is rolling on a semicircular surface. So always AP length remains same, that is 100 mm. So with A1 as center and radius equal to 100 mm, draw an arc on the other side of this length. This would be P1. Means we are tracing both the endpoints of the line. As in the problem, it is clearly given. Trace the paths of the ends, not a single end. Trace the paths of the ends, means both the points A and B must be traced. So when A is moving away from the surface, P is moving nearer to the surface. So similar to the next tangent, draw a tangent at 2. So tangent must always be with 2H pencil. Draw a tangent passing through 2. Now with measure the distance A to 2. Measure the distance from A to 2. 2 as center, draw an arc. We'll get A2. Now the same concept. The distance between A to P remains same. A to P is 100 mm. So with A2 as center, 100 mm radius, draw an arc. We will get P2. Similarly, tangent at the third point. So let me complete the tangent first. Tangent at third point. tangent at fourth point, tangent at fifth point. So next, measure the distance from A to 3. A to 3 distance measure chesi 3 as center, draw an arc. A3. Measure the distance A to 4. 4 as center, draw an arc. A4. Measure the distance from A to 5. 5 as center, draw an arc. You'll get A5. Similarly, A3 as center, 100 mm radius, draw an arc. You'll get P3. A4 as center, 100 mm radius, P4. A5 as center, 100 mm radius, P5. Now, draw a smooth curve passing through all the points through A, starting from A, A1, A2, A3, A1, A2, A3. So it is not. A3, A4, and A5. And similarly, smooth curve pass starting from P, P2, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, and should end at the circle. Actually, as it is a freehand curve, it is not getting clearly. I will show it in the reference. The final curve will be like this. Starting from A, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Starting from P, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. So after P5, just join it towards the semicircle. So you will be getting two curves. Tangent involute of A and involute of P. As we are trying to trace both the endpoints of the straight line. As it is not a thread, it is a straight line. So you can trace both the endpoints of the straight line. So with this, unit 1 is completed. It is unit 1. So in unit 1, we are having only 3 problems. Don't treat as 5 plus 3 plus 3. So here, sheet conic sections were completed 3 problems, cycloids 3, and in involutes 5 problems. Total 11 problems. But if you follow the concept, all the involute problems are in the same base, same concept and the same procedure. Similarly, cycloid, epicycloid, and hypocycloid, all the 3 problems having the same basic and the same concept. Similarly, conic sections, only one method, general method. So if you could prepare for 3 problems, you can easily attempt the unit 1. So do you have any problem, any doubts in the?
Sir.
No.